Parshat Yitro. Can you believe that Hashem, after he did all those miracles, he spoke to the children of Israel from the mountain? So today we are going to make artwork based on Parshat Yitro. Did you know the 10 Commandments? Listen, let's all learn together. Come with me in Garden of Life. Garden of Life is the place where you learn to love Hashem. Shalom. Let's start. Okay, to start our artwork, it's very simple. You can easily find a picture on the internet about Mount Sinai, and we're just gonna trace it. In reality, we're not gonna paint this mountain. We're just gonna use it as a guide for our artwork. Okay? Can be like this. Can be like this. This is called the Mountain of Moshe. Okay? So what we're gonna do is that, what do you need? We're gonna need paper towel.
So let's talk about Parshat Yitro while we work on our artwork today. Let's talk about the miracles that happened right at the foot of Har Sinai, when the people stood trembling with fear. The moment of giving the Torah was here. All creatures became silent. The earth shook. The ocean froze. Har Sinai was on fire. Up to the sky, the fire rose. Then Hashem's mighty voice was heard. The smell of the sweet spices filled the world. Our whole nation heard and saw how He gave us the Torah, His precious Torah. We thank Hashem for having us set us free from Egypt and drowning the Egyptians in the sea. Those miracles were by no means small, but for giving us His Torah, we thank Him most of all. Okay, so now that we are still covering the mountain, we are almost done here. We are having fun doing this.
So the mountain is done. And now we are going to proceed to paint the background in blue sky. Unfortunately, I ran out of blue and we have to use a palette, a watercolor palette that I have with my art materials. So we are going to make a sky with this little amount of blue, and hopefully something good will come out of it. The good thing is that I have white acrylic paint and we are going to mix it. So for this one we are using different type of blues, and let's see what happens.
As we continue painting, let's keep talking about the Parsha. What actually happened in the Parsha? Right before the commandment was given, Hashem brought a man that was very important in this story. His name is Yitro. That this Parsha's name is in honor of his name, for what he did with Moshe. He gave a good counsel to Moshe. And right before the giving of the Torah, Hashem sent someone with wisdom. So after Moshe was speaking to the people, he was giving counsel to the people, the father-in-law of Moshe. So Moshe sitting down from morning to night and telling the laws of Hashem to the people. But Yitro saw it and he said, "This thing that you're doing is not good. You will surely become worn out. You as well as these people that is with you, for this matter is too hard for you. You will not be able to do it alone. Now heed my voice, and this is the counsel of Yitro. I shall advise you, and may Hashem be with you. You be a representative of God, and you convey the matters to Hashem. You shall caution them regarding the decrees and the teachings, and you shall make known to them the path in which they should go, and deeds that they should do. And you shall discern from among the entire people men of accomplishment, God-fearing people, men of truth, people who despise money, and you shall appoint them leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, and leaders of 50s, and leaders of tens. They shall judge the people at all times." What a great counsel Yitro gave him. Okay, now that we painted our sky, it came out very nice. Now we are working on the sand of the desert. This one will get your hands to work. You have to tap, 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 tap. With different colors, we use sand color, we use beige, and a little bit of gel to bring out some of the color of the sand. So now my daughter get distracted painting something else, but it's okay. Remember, kiddos always come back. And the most important thing is that they are enjoying and learning at the same time. So we have our guest Gabby here helping us. She did a great job with the painting of the sand. So now we are going to paint our mountain. And we're going to use basically the same colors, just a little bit of dark brown, mostly like burgundy, brownish burgundy color. And well, as we paint our mountain, we tap, 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 tap as well, because it's paper towel. Let's keep talking about the miracles at Matan Torah. Hashem sent this man with a great human wisdom for the children of Israel. What a blessing. He later became part of the people, part of the nation. And then he went to his place to tell his people the amazing laws of Hashem. Now that we're getting ready for the giving of the Torah as we craft this mountain, let's continue. Let's see what happened. So Moshe heeded the voice of his father-in-law, and he did everything that he had said. Moshe chose men of accomplishment from among all Israel and appointed them as head of the people, leaders of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and tens. They judged the people at all times. The difficult thing they will bring to Moshe, and the minor things they themselves will judge. What a great advice. So, in the third month from the exodus of the children of Israel from Egypt, on this day they arrived at the wilderness of Sinai. They journeyed from Rephidim and arrived at the wilderness of Sinai and encamped in the wilderness, and Israel encamped there opposite the mountain. Moshe ascended to God, and Hashem called to him from the mountain, saying, "So shall you say to the house of Jacob and relate to the children of Israel. You have seen what I did to Egypt, and that I have borne you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me. And now, if you hearken well to me and observe my covenant, you shall be to me the most beloved treasure of all peoples, for mine is the entire world. You shall be to me a kingdom of ministers and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Israel." Wow, amazing. Right, Amelia? Now our mountain is almost ready. We keep adding color until we give them the look of a mountain. Ta-da! We are doing a great job. And I believe you too are doing a great job. So now we're doing some touches on the sides before we put our cloud. We're going to use cotton, and we are going to put it around the mountain. Now you have to stretch your cotton a lot in order to look like a thick cloud. Put some glue, or if your paint is still fresh, you can just add it to the mountain. Moshe came and summoned the elders of the people and put before them all these words that Hashem had commanded him. The entire people responded and said, "Naaseh benishma, everything that Hashem has spoken we shall do." Moshe brought back the words of the people to Hashem. Hashem said to Moshe, "Behold, I come to you in the thickness of cloud, so that the people will hear as I speak to you, and they will also believe in you forever. Moshe related these words of the people to Hashem. Hashem said to Moshe, "Go to the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and they shall wash their clothing. Let them be prepared for the third day, for on the third day Hashem shall descend in the sight of the entire people on Mount Sinai. You shall set boundaries for the people round about, saying, Beware of ascending the mountain or touching its edge. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely die. A hand shall not touch it, for he shall surely be stoned or thrown down. Whether animal or person, he shall not live. Upon an extended blast of the shofar, they may ascend to the mountain." Moses descended from the mountain to the people. He sanctified the people, and they washed their clothing. On the third day, when it was morning, there was thunder and lightning and a heavy cloud on the mountain. Like this cloud we're painting here. Like you can add cotton, you can put paper if you don't have cotton or fabric, or just paint a heavy cloud on the mountain. And the sound of the shofar was very, very powerful. It says that the sound of the shofar was very powerful. You can just draw a shofar and cut it. I made a second one that it doesn't show here. Maybe you can put a shofar. I used sticky foam for this one, and we have to go inside. It was already dark, and as you can see, I draw a different shofar. I put a sticky foam, and it says that the sound of the shofar was very powerful, and the entire people that was in the camp shuddered. Moshe brought the people forth from the camp towards Hashem, and they stood at the bottom of the mountain. All of Mount Sinai was smoking because Hashem had descended upon it in the fire. Its smoke descended like the smoke of the furnace. Wow. And the entire mountain shuddered exceedingly. The sound of the shofar grew continually much stronger. Moshe will speak, and God will respond to him with a voice. Hashem descended upon Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain. Hashem summoned Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe ascended. Hashem said to Moshe, "Descend, warn the people, lest they break through to Hashem to see, and a multitude of them will fall. Even the Kohanim, the Levites, who approach Hashem, should be prepared, lest Hashem burst forth against them." Moshe said to Hashem, "The people cannot ascend Mount Sinai, for you have warned us, saying, Bound the mountains and sanctify it." Hashem said to him, "Go, descend, then you shall ascend, and Aharon with you. But the Levites, the Kohanim, and the people, they shall not break through to ascend to Hashem, lest he burst forth against them." Moshe descended to the people and said to them. Now, before I tell you the 10 things, this what I'm doing here is the frequency. Let's say, call it the lines of frequency. The Torah tells us that the people saw the voice. So how can you imagine? How can you see a voice unless you break the barriers? So people were actually seeing the voice of Hashem. He will speak from the mountain. So this what I'm doing here is, which I thought I was recording the rest, but I didn't. And I put the camera and I thought I pressed the button, the recording button, and I didn't. So sorry for that. But what I did was a mixture of purple and blue and some shades of hot pink in order to make a mixture, and then I brush with put some tiny brushes with white just to make the look of a frequency. There's so many type of frequency, but I put it this one. I imagine in my head that the frequency will be like all over like that, like all over the mountain. Also for the thick cloud, I added at the end like a digital cloud, I added it at the end because even though the cloud looked very smoky and thick, it's not what I had in mind. So what I did was that at the end of the picture, you can see a cloud that I put there, giving it a more realistic look. Still gonna be working on my cloud after I finish the painting. Hopefully it comes out very natural, very cloud-like. My daughter was painting here the people. Later we change it. You're gonna see what we're going to do, because I found another technique that we can use to put a lot of people. Okay, let's continue, and we're almost done. The Torah tells us that God spoke all these statements saying, I am Hashem your God, who has taken you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. Now, this first commandment is very important because it's the first words that came out of Hashem's mouth to the people. So the belief of the existence of one God be recognized is considered a positive commandment. Well, let's continue. Hashem said, I am Hashem your God, who has taken you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. You shall not recognize the God of others in my presence. You shall not make yourself a carved image, nor any likeness of that which is in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the water beneath the earth. You shall not prostrate yourself to them, nor worship them. For I am Hashem your God, a jealous God, who visits the sins of the father upon the children to the third and fourth generation. For my enemy, who shows kindness for thousands of generations to those who love me and observe my commandments. You shall not take the name of Hashem your God in vain, for Hashem will not absolve anyone who takes his name in vain. Remember the Shabbat to sanctify it. 6 days shall you work and accomplish all your work, but the seventh day is Shabbat to Hashem your God. You shall not do any work, you, your son, your daughter, and your slave, your maidservant, your animal, and your convert within your gate. For in 6 days Hashem made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and he rested on the seventh day. Therefore Hashem blessed the Shabbat day and sanctified it. Honor your father and your mother, so that your days will be lengthened upon the land that Hashem your God gives you. You shall not kill, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your fellow. You shall not covet your fellow's house, you shall not covet your fellow's wife, his manservant, his maidservant, his ox, his donkey, nor anything that belongs to your fellow. The entire people saw the thunder and the flames, the sound of the shofar and the smoking mountain. The people saw and trembled and stood from afar. They said to Moshe, you speak to us, and we shall hear. Let God not speak to us, lest we die. Moshe said to the people, do not fear, for in order to elevate you has God come, so that awe of him shall be upon your faces, so that you shall not sing. The people stood from afar, and Moshe approached the thick cloud where God was. Hashem said to Moshe, so shall you say to the children of Israel, you have seen that I have spoken to you from heaven. You shall not make images of what is with me, God of silver and God of gold shall you not make for yourself.